Hello, everybody.
What's up, Roberto?
Oh, too many things, but it's Friday and it's a happy day again because we can meet and have some time talking about our things in Gimbalabs. So let's do it.
Hey, I got a story for you. A year ago, or 52 weeks ago today, was my last day at my job before jumping into this work full time.
Oh man, congrats for that anniversary.
Thanks, man.
that's that's
Thanks.
a huge milestone. Surviving 1 year within Cardano ecosystem on our own.
Wild West. Yeah, it's definitely been scary at times, and but it's been so rewarding because of this chance to meet people. And I was talking to my wife Meg last night, and we were marveling about how, the main net hard fork is happening this weekend, and just trying to imagine what the next 6 and 12 months might bring. So it's really exciting.
Oh
Um,
yes.
and that's why these things feel so essential, just to get together every Friday. And I love the way you say it, like just the joy of getting a chance to hang out and reflect and, just be present for anybody who might want to hear what we're up to. We do this every Friday. Sometimes all of us founders are here, and sometimes more people on the team jump in, and sometimes it's Roberto and me. And so, but whoever shows up, we first of all, we have this mission and we take it really seriously. And every week we see more potential for this really coming true. We want to mobilize as many people as possible to build on Cardano. We want to create the technical infrastructure, the educational infrastructure, and the social infrastructure, right? And this is all encapsulated in this idea of co-creation and facilitating adoption and deep understanding of what the Cardano protocol offers, revealing possibilities to people and igniting the public imagination worldwide. And we envision a world where, like I said, as many people as possible are empowered to actually solve real problems using these tools, right? It's not just about using blockchain for its own sake, but it's about doing better.
It's about going out there, like organizing a local summit, right? Meeting real people and letting them know that we are here doing real stuff every day. Cardano, it's not yet another blockchain or project. It's much more than that. So, yep,
Amen.
pushing the mission and vision every day, everywhere.
And Catalyst has been such a powerful experience, and the town hall after conversations were just incredible. I know you've been leading those and kind of building out the localization and just bringing in, I mean, you are such a key player in expanding the Spanish speaking community worldwide. So thank you so much for that. But we saw passionate approaches to integrating artists with this new technology and to taking on, honestly, problems like climate change. And just the fact that that's where the conversations of Catalyst are going right now, it's just so invigorating and encouraging to me to see us arriving at that point. So way to go, everybody. And I guess we're kind of already jumping into shout outs by naming some of this stuff, but just to share our agenda, same thing every week. We like to give some shout outs to folks in the community who we've been meeting and maybe collaborating with, share some updates on what we've been doing, what we're doing next, and then we suggest some next steps to everyone else. So, shout outs. I think either of us could take this first one. Do you want to go for it?
Yeah, let's do it. Big shout out more to the more than 800 proposers in Fund 6, if I remember correctly. Every fund we are getting more and more proposers and proposals. I mean, 800 proposals, sorry. I don't know how many proposals because um, we can have multiple initiatives. But yeah, every round the community is growing and growing not only quantitatively but also qualitatively. I hope I did. I said that well.
Oh yeah.
um, and yeah, it's beautiful to see how Catalyst have evolved from fun to, until today.
Amazing.
It's
It's
we are
just
building
amazing.
something really special.
And as always, I mean, it feels like, celebrating an anniversary together every time one of these rounds happens, because this is how we met, right? The Catalyst, you start flirting with people in the Catalyst comments, and next thing you know, you've got new collaborators. And in our case, we found each other as co-founders. But, so this round we met Junior and Peter from My Voice. I should have written down everybody to kind of call out. We really kind of cultivated our relationship with Adriano from Game Changer. And just yesterday, we had a conversation with Michael and Dimitri from Ikigai and the Logosphere. Are we even allowed to say that word out loud yet? But they're doing such incredible work that aligns to something we've been talking about for months.
Yeah, they won a they won in Fund 5 a proposal to build a metadata sidechain for Cardano, which is gonna be, I think it's gonna be really helpful to build more complex dApps that need to expand on the metadata stored on Cardano. Yeah, it's great that there are such high quality proposers coming to the ecosystem, building stuff like that we can reuse, incorporate on our own project. So big shout out to Logospheres.
Huge. And yeah, hearing Dimitri share the vision for that work, and in general, to understand the need for decentralized storage and the role it plays and the potential of sidechains to deliver. I know I'm overgeneralizing here, but just it was so exciting to see people who so clearly recognize some problems that we've identified too, and to think about how we might work together. So that's on like the technical side. I also wanted to shout out the whole crew of people from Space of Urgency and beyond. There's a variety of different organizations and a globally distributed team of artists, but Lisa and Anna and Dan and Lucas led a really exciting meeting about how we integrate the community of the night economy and the art economy. And so many cool ideas for how we will, once again, create real problem-solving opportunities. This is not about just slapping blockchain on something, but it's about solving real problems, and we had such an exciting conversation there. And then speaking of art communities, I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Nick, who are on the ground in Oregon today, filming our first short film about a project we're working on. And they are so excited. I had a late night phone call with them last night. They did some drone footage yesterday, and today is interview day. And we are just so over the moon excited to begin to expand what storytelling can look like within this ecosystem as another way of just inspiring people and inspiring action. So Mike and Nick, they're definitely not watching this right now, but we'll thank you guys in person soon as well. As always, these last 2 bullet points are from last week, but I left them on here because I just want to shout out these people again. The Plutus project-based learning team is I'm in awe. I'm just so amazed by the collaborative spirit that these first 4 cohort members are bringing to the table right now. It's just so cool to watch the collaboration that's emerging, because that's the secret ingredient towards building real utility. So we had some really good conversations this week about how to present this work to the community, but anybody watching this video can already look at our public repository for this project on GitLab. And if anybody has questions, hop into the Discord server and we can kind of give you a tour of what we're working on, and we can invite you to our weekly office hours on Wednesdays. That's at 3:30 p.m. UTC time. And last shout out, I'll let you take this one, partner.
In the same way, thank you. Big shout out to the alphas joining the incentivized network or Dandelion. Every Wednesday, we also met on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. UTC. Man, it's incredible how complex this project can be and how helpful it is to think about it collaboratively, because you can design a good system, but you really need many brilliant minds thinking about how to do it well. So big shout out to this working group. I hope it grows and we can meet new faces every Wednesday.
Oh, shout out to you for your vision. It's just, I mean, I know I've said it before, but I didn't get it when we first started talking. I knew just a sliver of it, and your ability to step by step lay out this vision and the steps to get there. Just huge kudos. I admire it so much. Thanks for that leadership.
Thank you, Matt.
Unbelievable. So you deployed your own home lab this week.
Hey, I have a little space here in my teeny flat for a dandelion garden. So I bought a couple or 3 mini PCs and deployed a proof of concept for what will be a home deployment of dandelion. I'm currently running testnet and mainnet on just 2 of these mini PCs. I could say that we have a certified environment where you can deploy this in a performant way, because in cloud services, when you use virtualization, it's always a challenge to find a good provider that doesn't oversell CPU, so the BPS perform well. But when you have physical hardware, it's much more easier. You just need to find your setup. We have now as silent, I could say. I'm using V-Link mini PCs. I love the name. I didn't choose them because of the name, but I love it. They are small. They are low consumption. They are most of the time silent, so it's something you can run in your main room without being too annoyed. So yeah, that's one of the things that we've been working on this week for the incentivized alpha network. So now we can start buying more of this and start spreading the seeds around the world.
It's incredible. And so obviously Dandelion, the whole, like anybody who wants to deploy a node on the network, they're going to have access to written documentation and the support they need to do that. I just love the fact that you're also addressing the hardware piece. And so we're going to be able to publish recommendations for hardware and suggestions for people who want to do this in a way that makes it as accessible as possible.
Right. There needs to be a software piece developed to make deploying this and traversing networks easy for people that might want to run this in a restricted country, or who knows. So yeah, that connects to our Fund 6 proposal.
Boom. Dandelion Damon. Yeah, how are these nodes going to talk to each other?
Oh, that's a great question. One of the ideas is to use lead peer-to-peer, for example. The library that, for example, IPFS nodes use to build the swarm and communicate and tunnel communications through the swarm. So that's one of the things. Dandelion diamonds. put it on optional plural because it's probably a better idea to split all the logical services like node-to-node communication, but also the reputation system, all those what I call diamond in trying to honor Unix systems, which call it the essential living services of of this operating system daemons, and there is a good story behind that. You can check Wikipedia. Yeah, so we will have probably different daemons taking care of all the essential pieces of the network in the end. Obviously, one of them is the authorization one, which will be based on Giovanni's great work on signing proofs of NFT holdings.
Everything is connected. Every dependency, like there's so many dependencies here that actually are self-reinforcing, which is kind of the most incredible thing to watch. And you kind of keep layering up and it all fits together. But yeah, I'm okay. I mean, we have these guiding metaphors of dandelions and dandelion seeds and gimbals that provide scaffolding. I'm okay with demons being like our third one, you know, friendly demons, Paradise Lost style. We can look at that. And a whole bunch of other Fund 6 proposals. Fund 6 was a real watershed for us because it wasn't just 3 co-founders. And you know, we kind of had the 3 of us at first in Funds 2, and then in Fund 4, we were collaborating a little bit with a couple of people who started to show up, and we supported Kyle's, a lot of the stuff related to Cardano Sharp as that came online. And Giovanni we were collaborating with in Fund 5, and so that core team was building up. But Fund 6, it really felt like there were so many people supporting each other in different ways. And it feels crazy to even put the Gimbalabs name on all of that, because so many people are just acting autonomously and with such incredible creativity. And we don't know the half of what sorts of collaborations are going on. And that's really the vision. We want to create space for these things to happen. And it's just so exciting to see that energy. So we will do a Fund 6 spectacular weekly update where we kind of look through the whole constellation of proposals that are out there. But for now, we're just happy to be taking a deep breath. I was in touch with a lot of people late on Wednesday night and early on Thursday morning who were putting finishing touches on things. And so we'll dive more into that as we go. We created Piotr and I made a video just with a quick preview of a dApp that we're building right now, and we're really eager to release to the Catalyst community. And we have some other plans for how people are going to get access to that. More on that soon. But if you just want to get a feel for how we're thinking about development, that video is linked to some of the Gimbalabs proposals in Project Catalyst. And it's also on our YouTube channel, where this video here is streaming. Also on YouTube, I published a starter kit for the first time since March, and it felt really good. We are reinvigorating some of that kind of educational asynchronous programming. We've done a lot of work internally. We've done a lot of synchronous meetings, development classes, playground sessions, and all sorts of conversations. And it's a really good moment right now as the Cardano community is growing quickly to start pushing out some of this introductory content that helps people understand what tools they're playing with and how to make the most of them. So there's going to be another starter kit next week, and it's just really exciting to keep those coming. And anybody who has requests for content or ideas, or even who wants to collaborate on one, make sure to be in touch. We've also been working on our NFT infrastructure. Roberto, you have some really neat plans for building a resilient system.
Yeah, Randall and I went into a designing session for putting together the simplest solution we could use, the least fragile architecture, technically speaking, that we can use to launch an NFT project. So I think we got to a really elegant and simple solution that hopefully goes well.
We will pressure test it alongside starter kit number 8, and then we will follow up with an internal release and with a commercial project soon. And that's related to the documentary. Like I mentioned, Mike and Nick are on the ground in Oregon, getting some footage. We have some plans both for the immediate release of a very short documentary, and then also a project plan for using additional footage from that shoot. So much more on that to come. Very excited to be starting to integrate with the documentary film community and seeing where that goes. So next steps. We're going to deliver an NFT. Maybe as early as next week, but we're not going to put a date on it yet. We're putting finishing touches and resilience first, right? We want this to be safe and secure more than anything. So we're really excited to be wrapping that up. And at the very least, I think we can promise by next Friday a date that this will drop. Cardano Starter Kit number 8 will be published next week, and we will continue to roll out technology. So more home labs growing their own gardens?
Hopefully. I want to do a couple or 3 things to make easy to deploy this at home. First natural step is to expand, customize that Dandelion to have affinity patches for the Kubernetes cluster. The pair of nodes that this home lab is based on. Because for example, in the cloud, I run mainnet on 3 small, not that small, but 3 VPS. Here, and testnet in another VPS. So I have 4 nodes in the cloud, but I only have 2 nodes in this home lab. So I need to work out that overlay, and also I want to build another project in the same way. We have Terra Grant for Scaleway, which is the provider we use. I want to build a Terra Grant for SSH nodes, which will be the case for your home lab. You install Ubuntu, launch Terra Grant, and Terra Grant calls customize Dandelion, and everything is deployed almost from the scratch in minutes. That connects to one question I saw in the chat, that it's if there is a guide for this. Not yet, because Steve asked if there is a written guide. Not yet, because I want to build those 2 pieces, this overlay and the Terra Grant project, and then write the proper documentation. I might have some collaboration on communications side from the Incentivized Alpha Network working group. There are some volunteers that might help me to write that documentation and tell the story a bit. So stay tuned for some Medium post. And along with that guide or post showing how to do it, I want to do a deploy party sometime soon.
Yeah.
So when everybody gets their own mini PCs, we can go together live or something, and do it together, find problems and fix them lively on the fly.
Brilliant. Speaking of parties, Summit's coming, and you're a host, huh?
Well, I'm overwhelmed about that. I've been reached out by many people. I told all my friends about the event. They are really excited. this makes this experience a bit more real, let's say. We are working here, more than 20 people in Gimbalabs every day showing more than 20. What I say, more than how many people? It's including the Plutus PVL
Depends
program.
how you count.
So for us, it's obviously real, but we are doing all this work virtually, and it's organizing a local summit. I think it's a good thing to push this Cardano bubble to the real world. You and me have always had planned to push all the stuff we do locally, because that's the way to really spread the word. I think we will have two IOG employees attending the conference in Seville. I still need to sort out lots of things, but it's looking great. So it's gonna be a couple of fun weeks.
I love that you're putting on your party organizer hat. Yep, this is really good. And I so wish that we could be in the same place. I wish the world was such that there could be one local place where everybody made it to, but given circumstances, this is a pretty cool approach, and I'm sure we'll be talking that weekend. I'll be in Wyoming. I'm really excited about that, and I know there's a bunch of folks from Gimbalabs and friends of Gimbalabs who we just can't wait to be hanging out with in person. And going back to the documentary piece, there is, right after the Cardano Summit, starting on September 27th, there is a massive nature film conference out there, one of the biggest ones that happens every other year. So we have some friends who are going to crash the summit from there on their way into to the nature documentary party. And so just, again, building connections, looking at new ways for people to interact and new ways to build. So next steps, similar. Drop by on Discord, say hi, and if there's actions you want to take, we encourage you just to get started. Let us know how we can help. Deploy Dandelion. We have a public meeting on Wednesdays if you just want to hear about what's going on in the IAN and learn more about how that works. Staking to Easy One and Gimbal and Lift and Peace supports our work.
Actually, we have a typo there.
Oh no, Lift. Lift is no longer Lift.
Right.
What is it
has
now?
Been renamed to Sharp. So now it's a pool with a more than proven mission, which is building Cardano Sharp libraries.
I will change that. Yep. Now I as soon as you said that. Sorry, Kyle. We'll talk. Playground meetings happen every Tuesday at 4 p.m. UTC in the Discord server. We have another new presenter this Tuesday, so excited to keep that going. And please be in touch about the summit, whether you can make it to Sevilla or to Wyoming or somewhere in between. We look forward to being in touch. So we can stick around for questions. I want to go back. Juan had one about architecture. So indirectly, so to your second question first, does it have to do with smart contracts? It will. What we are trying to do with this NFT project is really expand people's understanding of what an NFT is actually technically capable of. And we want to do this in a fun and kind of spirited and interactive way. So more on that to come. And then in terms of the architecture, we know that in the hype of the last few months that there are NFT projects that have launched that were not prepared from a technical architecture perspective. And so we want to set a really strong example of being technically sound first, and then later on delivering some utility from these things. We hope that the art is also compelling. We think it is going to be. We're actually really excited about it, but we are focused on making sure that the tech shines through first. What would you add to that?
Nothing. Just yet.
Yeah, we're excited. Thanks as always, Swarm. Yeah. Hey, the building period is never gonna end. It's that first, right? There are ways to win quickly in crypto. And there are well-established playbooks for doing so. And some of those are relevant, but the real purpose of what we are doing here, we're building for the long term. And that means building first. And we are so excited to be steadily creating infrastructure, both technical, social, and educational, that's going to last for a very, very long time, well beyond us. And we're just so excited and humbled to be part of this journey. And yeah, it'll be exciting to put some results in people's hands, but we're so committed to the long term that's what animates us every day, doing things right and making sure that these systems are resilient. Exactly. Hey, you do it right the first time, you stay open. And I live in a country, the United States, where over the last few decades, research and development budgets have disappeared from a lot of organizations. And parallel to that, there's a lot of unease in American society right now. Now, correlation is not causation, but I can't help drawing a line between these two things, right? The less people think about long-term solutions, the more uneasy things get, right? This is a really practical problem, and there's a real way to solve it. If you focus on the long term, if you never lose sight of research and development and empowering more people to understand what the heck is going on and have a role in that system, you're bound to see some productive results, right? It's slow and it's kind of frustrating, isn't it? But this is the beauty. This is what we are here for. And yeah, this is why we're building on Cardano, because we see that approach loud and clear, and we're going to see the benefits of it for a very long time. Sure does. If you're clever, you might be able to build something. Let's do it, right? I feel more clever when I talk to Roberto.
It's reciprocal, mate.
Yeah, brother. All right. Well, we've got a nice busy day ahead. Continue to build stuff. So I think we'll sign off for now. Thanks for everybody who tuned into this. Be in touch, and we'll talk to you soon.